Tonight, Kate Spade's husband, Andy, confirming to the New York Times that his wife suffered from anxiety and depression. She was actively seeking help and working closely with her doctors to treat her disease. It was a complete shock, and it clearly wasn't her. There were personal demons she was battling. Adding that, my main concern is Bea and protecting her privacy as she deals with the unimaginable grief of losing her mother. His wife, Kate Spade's sudden death, once again igniting a national conversation about suicide. If you have a loved one who's very depressed but reluctant to get help, what's a person to do?
The first thing we need to do is let them know that we care about them, we love them, and they don't need to go through this alone.
4 years ago, after the death of Robin Williams, suicides across the country increased by 10%. Doctors say there are warning signs.
Look out for any change in behavior patterns, withdrawing, sadness, irritability, anger, and losing their temper more quickly. Those would all be indicators that possibly the person's mental health is deteriorating.
Middle-aged women between the ages of 45 to 64 are particularly at risk of death by suicide.
I think the image of women needing to be perfect, it's pretty much an impossible goal that society has put out there. The reality is life is messy and challenging for all of us.
Her brother-in-law, David Spade, paying tribute to his late sister-in-law on Twitter last night. I love this picture of her. It's a rough world out there, people. Try to hang on. And her niece, actress Rachel Brosnahan, asking people to remember her exceedingly kind aunt, who touched a generation of women, reminding them to always leave a little bit of sparkle wherever they go. And Lester, tonight, doctors say it's important to pay attention to loved ones who may show signs of stress around such things as relationships, substance abuse, a job, money problems, or health crisis. Experts say the first step to helping is to listen without judging.
Not easy to talk about, but we have to. All right, Rahima, thank you. If you know someone who is struggling with suicidal thoughts, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's the number, 1-800-273-8255. Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.